We have arrived.
Yes, all right.
What exactly is Ancient Indian Billionaires? Ancient Indian Billionaires is a transmedia storytelling project that I've been working on for a few years. It started off with one simple idea. Every civilization remembers kings. Very few remember the people who funded those kings, who built economies, who built networks, and who quietly shaping history behind them. Alright? These are the people I was really fascinated with. Now I'm using AI to resurrect those worlds and those people so that me and you can learn history in a better way. I want the story to flow in a way where the Britishers have arrived in a really bad way, like ragged and really poor. At the same point of time, the opulent Indians, like a Mehtab Rai, who's looking at the Britisher, but the tables are going to slowly shift. So I want that contrast to come in as soon as Robert Clive comes into the picture. I think that is what I want to build towards. So let's see what the Agent 1 is going to do. The agent is already working on it. I've given it a massive instruction. But that scene will be the core of this particular story. I really feel that's the core of this story. The short division will be something like this. Robert Clive walks in, exits from the boat which you see here. He exits with his associates. Some of the people are taking in all the luggage and everything. He exits, looks around, and he sees on the banks of the river few kids playing, like poor kids playing, all of them Britishers, pregnant ladies and ladies with their kids, but they are in a really bad state. The men are working really hard, they don't have a top, they look exactly like somebody from the third world countries, but they are Britishers. And he looks towards the Haveli of Jagat Seths, and cut to we see Mehtab Rai standing on the balcony of the Haveli, sort of establishing the contrast and the chaos that is about to come in. So what we did yesterday, we used an agent to basically go through the entire theory. Another agent made our characters, which is Julian basically handled the characterization, and then we had Raju who handled the entire location. So we are in a good space where we at least have the base where we can start building our story. The script and all those details have been put in. Now there is a way to move ahead structurally where you basically go according to the screenplay or something like that, but I frankly, this is the AI world, this is the new world, and you can directly jump to the production phase. And frankly, I always wanted that process with AI coming in, and with InVideo Agent 1 I can jump into that process without thinking too much. So the process which I want to do is just inducing a lot of chaos by just starting making a video. Now I slept over the night and I kept on thinking about it. One scene which was Robert Clive exiting the dockyard or entering India for the first time and looking around the bad state the British people are in Bengal. It drew a parallel to the Ravan entering Lanka, and I felt like I will use the same cinematic language to tell that particular story, because Robert Clive also changed the entire game for India. Of course, he was not the only one, but in our story, he is like the character who's the villain. That's what history also talks about. So we need to basically now jump into just making stuff. Let's go to Frank. Frank has taken in all the context. This is the main context which it already has. Then it has moved into building us characters. We built locations. Check this out. So this is what I was talking about. I was thinking about Robert Clive entering Bengal, and this is how the Britishers have been living in. This is also a good image. Yeah, this exactly looks like Robert Clive. Interesting. I think let's move ahead because now I'm kind of pumped up. So I'm going to Frank because it has all the master details. Now, similar to how I do on the shoots, whenever I go on the day, speak to the assistant, and that's how basically you move forward. I like the idea that I can speak to InVideo Agent 1 as if I speak to people who work with me, and that is great, right? A film crew at work. Now, if I like the low angle shot here, the GPT-2 Hooghly River bank shot here. I like the low angle shot, but not necessarily looks like Robert Clive. But this particular image looks like Robert Clive, quite like this. I'm torn between this image and this image. This has the mood that I need, but Robert Clive might not be what it is. So let Frank just go through all those details. Okay, so Frank has caught up, Frank has got back. The look is locked, proven, historic, not mythic, IMAX large format, perfect. Characters Clive is fully locked, 2.1. No, Clive which I locked was 3.6. Just to update its memory, what I'm going to do is just go through the characters again because they are important characters. I want character consistency. Mehtab Rai 4.1 is locked. Mehtab Rai 4.2 is locked. Really like the 15.2 lighting. 15.5 lighting is also great. Qasim Bazaar settlement of the poor Britishers needs to be redone. Alright, so let's induce the random chaos. What I want you to do is lock 15.5 as the video that I want to create. For starters, you have to go images to video, which means what you have to do, lock the 15.5 lighting, and Robert Clive, make sure the face of Robert Clive is exactly what I've approved. I really like the wide imagery of 15.1. The lighting is really good. I really like 15.2 lighting as well. So what I want you to do is mix between those lightings so it doesn't get too like brown. It has a tinge of blue also to it. Alright, 15.4, 15.2 is also fine. So I've given in all the details here. My prompts and my instructions are generally huge because I articulate it and don't type it out. Most of the time I speak out what my instructions are, and that's what I really enjoy. While the agent was working on making the chaos that I was inducing, suddenly that scene hit my head, honestly, where I want Robert Clive to come in on the coast of Bengal. He needs to also look at the 16.1 image, if you see here, like the really ragged establishment. Okay, so what do we have? I've told it multiple details. Check this out. So Robert Clive entering with his ship, Robert Clive establishment shot, him walking towards the really like unclean bank, then him moving through the not so opulent side of the British in Bengal. He is not liking it. That emotion needs to come out. He's moving through the alleyways where he's seeing Britishers are really going through the worst times, then him deciding something and getting angry that he might do something about it, and we see stands on the bank like this, and he looks at the opulent mansion of the Jagat Seths, and he is going to do something about it. I think this will be a nice scene. So I've given Frank the job to go through all the details of sea dance. I've asked it to make like a 40-seconder scene, given it the details that I need 4 clips of 10 seconds each. Sea dance can go 15 seconds also. So it really helps to know the models honestly, so that you can ask the agent to use those specific models in the market. Filmmaking workflow requires you to have knowledge, so that is very important. So InVideo's Agent 1 is my film crew at work, so I need to speak to it technically. So those technical details really help. So right now, the Agent 1 is going through all of these details. So I've also asked it to make the storyboard. The storyboard, which is very essential, so that Cdance can know, and first of all, I would know that Cdance has understood what I really wanted to do. Alright, so let's see what it does. Alright, so what has happened, we wanted to just get into the grooves of induce some chaos, where I wanted to build that scene which I've been thinking the whole night. But what has happened is, Cdance model which I asked Mr. Frank to choose, it is making one video for a longer edit. Now Cdance can be given instructions to edit properly by each and every seconds. Let's say for example we're doing a 15-second clip, you can tell it 0 to 2 seconds, you can do all of these details. So I asked InVideo Agent 1 any reason why it is making the scenes by using best practices of Cdance, or where you mention each second what is happening. So I told it that these are the details. There are multiple best practices, and I really giving an example. Like for example, you have the 19.4 image here. Like you have the 19.4 image here. You see the British family here, the other British kind of beggars here, and Robert Clive visibly distressed. So if I give this to Cdance, it should ideally take in details here. So I told it that, for example, you give a close-up of this particular family, then you have a camera from here, a point of view of the family and Robert Clive looking at them, then cut to the close-up of Robert Clive's expression, and then he walks towards the bank. So this particular thing a sedans can definitely do. All the details sedans can study in between the image. You don't necessarily have to make multiple images and then move forward. That's not how it works, frankly. You use sedans, of course, but also use Kling 3.0 because, of course, it uses less credits. But then it has gotten back and being very intelligent, asking me that Kling 3.0 does only 16 by 9, and I am a stickler for 21 by 9, which is the wide super cinematic aspect ratio. So I told it that probably make both. It is also given me a nice option though, that it will generate the video in sedans, but then take an output in 4K using Kling 3.0 because Kling 3.0 gives a 4K output. Like I said before, it really helps to know the diffusion models and their capabilities. Not too much also, but just like the top line. But if you mention that to this agent, it will smartly then give you better options. So as a director, you can choose from that. So that's pretty good. Alright, so what do we see? Right now, what I've also asked it to do is just build a complete storyboard for me. Alright, so that it will take in all the images and then we can feed that to sedans, and sedans has the capability of studying the storyboards and creating a complete video out of it, so which is great. So I've asked it to build a storyboard here, so it is currently generating that. Once we get the storyboard, I'm going to have sedans just make the video for us. So this is actually what started off as pure chaos is now building a complete scene, and that is what happens generally with the AI workflow. I generally work like that when I want to see the visuals quickly, like moving from the script, I quickly want to see the visuals because I'm a visual person. I need to make my changes in the visual area only more than the script. Alright, so and because I end up thinking a lot when I see certain visuals also. So this is what I'm doing with the InVideo Agent 1 any which ways. So I think this process works for me because it's in sync with my process. Most of the people have been using sedans back to back, but there are other models which are having their own strengths. So I had told it to basically try with Kling also and sedans 2 also. So now it got the A and B answer. It gave me an option whether I want to try only sedans or a Kling. Then I told no, let's do both because now it's the planning stage, right? In the planning stage, it's like choosing the right camera. So what it now came back to us by saying is that Kling won the face test. Though full head turn and push in, it held Clive's face with basically zero morph. So it did not morph at all, but sedans was morphing. So which means sedans even froze, locked off. So sedans has its problems also, but Kling does not. Alright, so how now the entire agent will shoot the scene is Kling's face lock for the tight face beats, which is the reactions, the hat, the POV and challenge, rendered in 16 by 9, which is okay, and cropped to 21 by 9 in the edit. Alright, and sedans for everything else wide. So that is the smart way to do it, and this is the learning which we have got even from the live action shooting that we do, that we have two camera people, like two units for example. Some shoot the character reactions and they use a separate camera, but for the intercuts and the wide shots we use a separate camera. So if the model is really understanding this cinematic language, it works really well for me. Now I'm excited because I have started conversing with Frank, and Frank is now understanding exactly what I need. From here we start building the scene. So what happened? We chose the camera, we chose the characters, we chose the exact dynamic that we need. And this first planning stage will now just automate the noise of the production really fast. So we are in a very good space. So check this out. It has built the entire storyboard, like the boat arrived, Clive on deck, Clive lands, Clive settlements, then leg reveal, top angle, top POV, Clive close up and looking across. Alright, so this is in a good space. Alright, so that scene which started off we wanting to induce chaos is ready. I just have to put it on the edit, but let's see what we have. We have some crazy shots which I really wanted. Clive entering. Alright, Clive entering, removing his hat, getting fried and frustrated to see his fellow Britishers living in a really poor condition in Bengal. We have him waiting and looking towards the Haveli, which is there. We also have Jagat Seths shots where I have a nice opulent shot of the camera moving towards Jagat Seths, and this is the first time we reveal Jagat Seths Mehtabra in this setting. So now this is the time when we finally move into the next phase where I'm going to start planning off with Mr. Frank here. Frank specifically is helping me understand different shots, and this is like a master brain that I'm speaking to. We have a location agent, we also have like a character agent whom right now we are not going to use. If at all we feel like adding more characters, because the series is huge. But for this particular video I'm not diving deep into the entire video, but I'm diving deep into giving you guys a glimpse of what I'm trying to do. I want to slowly bring in this concept because this is a huge concept and I'm really excited to be putting that into visuals. But I want to do it very systematically, and I want to keeping the integrity of the story constant, because people have lost a lot, people have gained a lot, but it is a lot of trauma to us Indians when we think about colonization, and this is a very important story. It is not just AI storytelling. This story needs to be handled very delicately, and that is what I'm spending most of my time doing right now. As I'm taking breaks in between, I'm also going through different books that I've been reading about this particular era, so that the right take comes out. There will be some issues, but there is some fictional aspect of things which I like to put out, and the core of the story is about how misuse of power leads to centuries of change. Alright, that is what this story is about. Making it in AI, of course, it is making production faster so that this story can come out. But getting too hung up on the technical process would definitely make me not tell the depth of this story. That's the reason why I'm really happy to be using this particular tool, which is helping me automate that noise and making me focus on this very important story. That is why I've been choosing this particular topic and waiting for the right technology, and finally I think the technology is getting there. Later I think what I'm going to do is get this image also changed, but I quite like the idea that only the Jagat Seths mansion is the sunlight. You know, there are those rainy days when you have just one sun ray coming somewhere. So similar to that, I want to show that this mansion is only lit by the sun ray. Probably a metaphor towards how only that area is opulent, how the power and the economics is just concentrated in one area. So I'm still contemplating about that. But when I show Mehtab Rai, I want the darkness to come in. Alright, the light just passes by. I think that is something which I will create later, but let's see. Filmmaking as a process, if you are understanding at this stage, requires supreme amount of patience, and you have to constantly be in the flow. That is what I'm trying to do here. But initially, when the timeline used to be like more than few months or a few years, of course, right now that production timeline has gone down exponentially, and that is the new age of filmmaking, and this is the new age of filmmaking. Of course, the technology will keep on evolving, but I see the technology going in the right direction with this particular tool.